Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, thank you for stopping by. I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share on this channel, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. In this video, we are going to talk about this upcoming week astrology forecast, and we'll end the video with a message from the universe through tarot and oracle cards. So in this video, we are talking about July 1st to 7 in 2024. We are officially stepping into the second half of 2024. This week, we have quite a bit going on. One of the most potent energy that is happening is mainly on July 2nd, on Tuesday, because after we just have Saturn stationing in retrograde in the sign of Pisces last week, this week we have another planet that is in Pisces right now. Yes, Neptune. Neptune is going to station retrograde at 29 degrees 55 minutes in Pisces. So that is the last, very last, tiny last bit in Pisces. Almost touching that Aries. It's like, ooh, so close. I can taste it, but oof, not just yet. So Neptune is going to retrieve back a little bit in that 29 degrees, okay? And it's happening July 2nd, 6:40 p.m. Hong Kong time or 6:40 a.m. Eastern time. So just the time according to where you are in the world. This is also the last time that we will ever experience Neptune retrograde in Pisces in this sign in our lifetime ever again, because next time when Neptune do station retrograde, which will be next year, it will happen in the sign of Aries, that first zodiac sign, which is also the sign that Neptune will also officially ingress into next year, 2025. Next year, just a heads up, it's a big year with major pivotal changes in our human history, for sure, because outer planets that usually travel in their own different time, speed, whatnot, they all happen to move to the next sign together next year. Well, first off, we do have Pluto that will officially, for the final time, re-enter and finally just stay in the sign of Aquarius end of this year, right? So that tail end energy to seep into the next beginning of next year. But next year we have two major ingress of two outer planets, Neptune going into Aries, and we also have Uranus going into Gemini. Big changes and energy shifts next year for sure. But always, I always say, I'm not here to fearmonger. All these astrology energies are not meant to be here to scare us. I always want us to make sure that we are not doing this in a fear-based energy. Okay, the reason why I'm doing all these podcasts, giving you all these heads up messages, so that we can look at it as a forecast, like the weather forecast, right? If I say it's going to rain next week, am I 100% sure? Maybe not. But I want you to know that there's a possibility that it will rain, so that when it does rain, and if it's a shitty big ass rain, you know at the back of your mind that, oh yeah, this is one of the possibilities. And hey, thank God I have an umbrella with me, right? So I want to see astrology as something that give us a little forecast heads up messages, because astrology is the study of history, cycles, and how we can use those to predict what might happen in the future. And always, again, with a little bit of discernment, right? Also depending on how your own unique natal chart is impacting and how it's pinging the energy in about with the aspect that I'm telling you. Anyway, come back. Oh my goodness, sorry. So let's focus. July 2nd, Neptune station retrograde. So if you watch my last week's video when I talk about Saturn station retrograde in Pisces, in some way the energies, the messages are quite similar. The two of them kind of go hands in hand because they are both in Pisces. We have that heavy Pisces energy really happening for us with two planet now station retrograde in the sign of Pisces. So I do want to encourage you to check out last week's video. If you haven't do so, check it out, because some of the message you might find similarities, right, because of the energies. So first of all, Neptune being in the last degrees, the 29 degrees is the energetic degree, is the degree that we often refer to crisis degree. A sense of urgency is needed, right, when all planets are at that last degree in that zodiac sign. So this week we might feel it more, because when outer planet stations, it is during the stations where we feel the energy the most. So probably last week and this week will be heavy, right, because last week we have Saturn and then this week we have Neptune. So all these energies really just like all together being put in the focus for all of us to witness, to see, and to feel. And from the past year, many astrologers do reference, since it is happening in the water sign of Pisces, we do observe a lot of water related incidents that tend to happen during Neptune and Saturn stationing retrograde and direct in the sign of Pisces. So we might see water related news. You know, before we did see orcas, the submarine unfortunate incidents, the floods that were happening around the world, and also when there is chemical / poisons / oil spill in the ocean, right, marine life, or those chemical poison go into the sea, the water, right, during these times. So this upcoming week we might see that again. I did see a couple days ago there was a news about how Japan is regularly releasing those treated water, those radioactive treated water back into the ocean, and they are doing it in different phases, they split it around, I don't know how many phases, but I think a couple of days ago they just released another phase, right? So another batch of those waters are entering the ocean as we speak. So that was alarming, right? It resonates with the energy. So we might see more of that this coming week. And we do tend to see unfortunate events happening around the world during planet stations in Pisces. They tend to be amplified during this time, right, with the different wars, genocides happening around the world, the suffering of people in those places as well, which we already see. Unfortunately, they might be in front and center in the news more this upcoming week, right? Having all these outer planet, you know, traveling, stationing in the sign of Pisces, it definitely do stir up big feelings for the collective, for us individually as well. And maybe perhaps some, not all, right? Maybe some of us do feel it more, especially if you have any planets or points in the sign of Pisces, you know, activating by these planets and points. You might feel it more. You might have something in your personal life that you are experiencing, moving through, that really call in those, that stir up those big feelings and emotions, right? A couple other things I want to mention that from a couple different astrology videos and podcasts that I listen to. I listen to a lot, so can't remember right now, but I did put it down that the Neptune stations in Pisces is also connected to a fixed star, which I might be butchering the word, but it spells S-C-H-E-A-T, and I think the pronunciation is very close to shit, which unfortunately also kind of the sound of the fixed star also unfortunately might just kind of bring in that energy too, because the fixed star associate with tremendous suffering, sorrow, and heaviness that is being experienced. It also associate with floods, drowning incident related to that, related to water, and just feeling overwhelmed as well. So being in the sign of Pisces, it can be crisis related to everything I've just said. It can be related to any kind of spiritual modalities, religion, or philosophy, because that is associated with the sign of Pisces as well. So who knows, we might see some of those news being amplified this upcoming week or two maybe. And Neptune stations is also opposing the black moon Lilith that is right now in the opposite sign. And black moon Lilith often associated with the dark feminine energy, right? That uprising feminine energy. And from other astrologer perspective, whenever black moon Lilith is being aspected, we tend to see news issues that related to the feminism energy being brought up. And the most current one has to do with the birth control issues in the US. And maybe we might see some kind of development during this time as well. We don't know, but that is one of the possibilities. I do agree that so far with stations of Neptune and Saturn and Pisces, we do see a lot of big emotions, big feeling, release, and we always see news, we always see issues that really center around the collective tragic suffering and anguish and just heartbreaks, and yes, it does make a lot of us feel a sense of hopelessness, sadness, anger, right? Like, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm sure some of us will always wonder, like, why can't more people speak up? Why can't more people care? Do something about it. Why can't someone do something about it? It's almost that feeling of, oh my God, how much more is this gonna go on? Like, can someone, God, whatever spiritual religion modality you believe in, just put a stop to it already, right? And maybe for some of us that is deeply aspected with this chart, our own natal chart that is aspected, we might experiencing this incident firsthand in our personal life, something maybe tragic or really just heavy that you're moving through, and you will have this similar feeling of like, oh my God, like, can we just be done with it already? Like, I don't want to move through this anymore. It's so much, it's too much almost, right? And I just want to let whoever that resonate with this feeling know that you're not alone. Please don't ever feel like there's no hope, there's no help. Please don't shy away, don't feel any kind of guilt and shame if you do need to ask for help, because everyone, we all live in this blue and green dot moving ball together as a collective, but every single one of us might be having a very unique and different human experience, right? I can't speak for everybody. Maybe I can relate to some of us, right? But we cannot force people to change. We cannot make them change. We can definitely share, influence, nudge people in a more mindful way, right? And know that we can continue to do what we feel that is true and right, but we cannot force people to change, right? And maybe sometimes we also need to have more grace to people. Maybe it is someone's dharma to show up or be here in this way, this lifetime. And maybe it is not true for some of the other people, but yet nothing is set in stone yet. It's the mutable water sign. Anything can change later on as well. So don't it's hard not to feel all these emotions, but also don't let it spiral you down in negative way as well, right? Lean on to other people. Having all these big feeling transit, right, with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces happening during in the season of Cancer, it is reminding us to connect with people that we can share the same belief, mindset, or whatnot with you. You know, hang out and lean on to people that you feel loved and supported, that you can feel heard or seen by, that you can feel solid and dependable with, right? Connect with your own people, right? And maybe somebody will become your rock. Maybe you will become others' rock during this time, this big emotion, big feeling times, right? And know that you're not alone. Lean on to each other for support and continue to do what supports you, that nourishes you. Pour back into your cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup, so that you can keep moving, right? So that you might be able to help someone and to make sense of what is really happening, to spread your light, right? So this is what I want to share regarding to this Neptune stations. And on the same day, we do have Mercury in Cancer that is having a trine with Neptune that is now stationed retrograde. They happen almost at the same time in the sign of Pisces, right? So having Mercury in Cancer receiving this trine with another water sign, this can be a very imaginative, inspirational, creative conversation. In the sign of Pisces, this can be very intuitive. It can be you receiving some kind of intuitive hits, downloads through meditation, sleep, dreams, or conversations, right? Your meditation, this can be you having spiritual conversation with your friends or so on and so forth. It's a day where you might want to do your spiritual practice, see what happens, right? And maybe this is a day where we can all collectively send out our heartfelt prayers, calls to the universe as well, right? This will be something that we can all do really nice. And by the night time, yes, July 2nd is a very, very busy day. Hong Kong time, July 2nd at 8:50 p.m. or 8:50 a.m. Eastern time. Mercury will then change sign and enter a new sign, Leo. So that is going to be a very different energy compared to Mercury in Cancer. Well, first of all, Mercury will stay in Leo until September, on and off. Ding ding, a hint, anyone? Yes. That means another Mercury retrograde is upon us. Mercury will spend some time in the sign of Leo until July 26th, and then later on again in the summer, because Mercury will retrograde in the sign of Virgo, but retrograde back into the sign of Leo as well, and eventually station direct there in the sign of Leo, and continue its travel. So the upcoming Mercury retrograde will be happening in 2 signs, Virgo and Leo. So let's talk about Mercury in Leo transit first. Mercury in Leo is loud, is bold, is passionate, is very heartfelt, very authentic. Yes, maybe a little bit loud, spicy, and dramatic, but I quite like it because, well, you know, energy goes both ways. Mercury and Leo do give us this courage and strength that we need to speak up, to express ourselves, to say it out, right? Especially people that tend to be more shy, more want to hide from the limelight, that just want to stay in the hidden and maybe not sharing too much, and the introverts, right? So during this transit, the soft-spoken people, the shy people might have this courage to speak up more. And hey, you know what? Put your voice out there. You never know. You might do this and bring in success that you might have otherwise missed out. So if that is you, use this transit to help you get that idea out, to express yourself, to share something, right? You might feel a little bit extra confident during this transit as well. So if you need a confident boost to do so, you might find that during this transit, right? If you need to make some very decisive decision, you want to say something, express something, you want to assert yourself to a situation, a conversation, use this confident boost during Mercury and Leo to help you to do that, right? But also do it mindfully and do it in a way where you don't lose your authenticity. So because that is also what Mercury and Leo is about, because Leo rules the heart. This is about showing up in your most authentic energy, right? And if there's anything you have been brewing in your mind and back burner, right, that you're sitting on, that you're thinking, and so on and so forth, maybe during this transit is a good time to debut it, to maybe express it. We might see people sharing more, sharing their story, expressing themselves, putting their ideas out there. We might see more social media, you know, activity. People might get more chatty, right? Maybe also gossips and dramas too. So we might see some juicy headlines, new celebrity gossip, right? Leo do talk about the limelight, being on the stage and being in the limelight, so we might see some of that as well, right? So but be mindful how you use this energy. Try to not get caught up in the gossip and drama as well. And especially the next day, we do immediately have an aspect between Mercury in Leo and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So they're opposing each other, Pluto and Mercury. This can be dirt being digged out, being revealed, secrets, news, information might brought into light. So if you're the one with some secrets that you don't want to be known or revealed, be careful, because on July 3rd, that might be it. We might see some juicy headlines, like I said. But yeah, that's the energy of Mercury and Leo. Also on the 3rd, we have Venus in Cancer having a trine with Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So it's a trine, it's helpful, it's supportive. So today Venus and Saturn might bring in some helpful solution, clarity, as to what you're navigating through, right? Venus talks about relationship. Maybe today you can connect with people or lean into people that you feel loved and supported while you navigate through some discomfort or difficult feelings or life matters that you're moving through, right? This is about finding ease in discomfort today, right? Because Saturn is retrograde, maybe you are having maybe you have to deal with some tough truth. You might need to navigate something that might not be the easiest thing, but maybe a helpful friend can offer you some support, some advice, or so on and so forth. And lastly, we do have a new moon in Cancer that is happening for us on July 5th or 6th, depending where you are in the world, and I'll post another video to talk about it. Right now, let's take a look at our collective message that is happening this week through the cards. Wow. Well, we do have that Leo energy showing up. So first of all, we have Nine of Swords, and we have that Leo Strength card, and we have Ace of Cups, which is that Cancer watery energy. So I love this for us. Like I said, many of us around the world are moving through some tough energies right now, and it's on a spectrum. It's different level of sadness, difficulty, right? For some of us, this is literally experiencing, and this is horrific. This is hard, right? And for some of us, this is us seeing that, and it's just an absolute nightmare to have to see that and feeling that you can't do anything about it. And it's hard. It can be very heavy on our emotion, our mental health, right? And this card really wants us to know that yes, we might feel like the end of world in some way, shape, or form. Whether this is you experiencing something in life that you're moving through, navigating through, maybe something is happening in your life, in a certain relationship, finance, life matters, right? And you're just so stressed. But this week, while navigating through all this heaviness, these emotions, the universe wants you to know that you're not alone. Wants you to not be afraid, not feel any kind of guilt and shame, to find that inner strength within you, to ask for help and to receive help. Know that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to nourish yourself. If you have been neglecting yourself, right? Lean on to the support that you can seek to gather your strength, right? And for some, maybe something you've been stressing yourself out, that you need to find your inner strength to express it so that you can allow people to know what you're feeling and moving through, right? Maybe you are depressed, and it's okay. Let it out. Let help comes in, right? Express yourself so that people who love and support you know, and they are more than ready, more than willing to help you, only if you allow them to. So if this is you, please take this advice and ask for the help, support that you need, right? You are not alone. And from the Moonology card, we have full moon in Virgo, take inspired action. We have first quarter moon in Leo, be humble. This is about the continuation of the message that I just said, right? Take inspired action. And this is also that Mercury in Leo energy, right? Use this transit to help you take inspired action, to speak your truth, to express yourself, to say the things that you want to say, whether this is presenting your ideas to your boss or whatnot in your work situation. This is about expressing your feelings to someone that might be hurting your feelings, that is not reciprocating in a relationship, right? And this is about you letting your feels known, right? And sharing your mind, speaking what you believe in, fight for what you're passionate about. But also don't forget to stay humble while doing that, right? There's many different ways to express ourselves. Choose a way that is showing up authentically, right? Speaking the truth, but not being arrogant about it, right? Because for some of us, you want what you express to influence other, maybe in a collective way, right? You can express yourself in a not authentic way, or in a way that you're putting yourself on a pedestal. You want to express your authentic truth so that it can move mountains, right? And lastly, my goodness, there are so many activating cards this week. The Sirens, I love it. This is exactly what I just talked about. Use your voice, expansion, freedom. This is using that Mercury in Leo energy, right? See, this siren is rising from the sea, right? She is unapologetic. Oh my God, I'm like, cannot speak, my goodness. This is about you showing up authentically, being yourself, being confident, embracing your energy and let it shine. This is about you speaking your authentic truth, speaking up, and by do so, you expand your truth, your light that you want to share into this world. This is about you liberating yourself from all whatever negative mindset, limiting beliefs that you have in your mind, to just say it, right? Because what you need to express, what you want to say is needed in the world, right? This is a confirmation for some of you to just free yourself and speak your mind, speak your truth, use your voice. But remember, from a place of authenticity, kindness, love. Be humble about it as well, right? I hope this message helps in any way, shape, or form. Please feel free to comment below, connect with me, let me know how you find this. If you want any kind of astrology consultation, you want to work with me, get a consultation, my information are in the description box below. Shoot me an email, DM me over on Instagram, follow me there as well. I do host live events sometimes and in-person events, so check out my IG, stay connected in that way as well. And in the meanwhile, please take care of your energy, take care, be gentle with yourself and others around you. I am wishing you all a great week ahead. I'll see you